resumed.
Well, hello everybody. And you heard that TeamSpeak notification. Sound has been resumed. We are here live with the season opener for the World Doom League. I am Xenaero and I am joined by my co-host HumanBones, and we will be broadcasting this season opener for the return of the World Doom League, featuring a rivalry of the ages. The Steel Ball Runners, captained by Zakin, versus the Superchargers, captained by WDL Commissioner Ralphus, on map 04, a season classic. Now, there will be a little slideshow here showing off the map a bit. And welcome, Human Bones.
Thank you. It's really exciting to be back.
So, tell us a little bit about the return of WDL.
Well, I think the return of WDL was actually inevitable, and I think in a lot of ways it's perfect for the time that we're in. I mean, it's a familiar thing for a lot of people, and I think after the long break, everyone was really missing some of the games that we had. I mean, the WDL probably has some of the most competitive games, if not the most competitive games in the entire Doom multiplayer universe. So it's really cool to be back, and what a week one matchup. I mean, if you look back at the history of the IDL and the WDL, Ralphus has a real knack for choosing grindy maps for week one. And I don't know if that's like his way of kind of torturing the league, or it's like it's a really good way for teams to get to know each other. They play a map that they've been playing forever, and it's just good team building. And look at this matchup, right? I mean, Zakin and Caution are actually champions together in the WDL. So to have that combination along with Legion, who is a champion himself, a super strong player, he can play pretty much any position and he can support any position. So that is a really lethal team. And then you've got the Superchargers on the other side. You've got Ralphus and K Blair. They have played together, can't even count how many times, and they have great synergy. And then you throw in the fact that that's just Prime is back. He's back after a long absence, and he's kicking some ass. They're gonna be tough to beat here. So it's a really exciting game, and I think it's perfect to open up the summer 2020 season after 2 years, 2 whole years.
I would agree. We've held for any newcomers to the chat. We've had a Doom Capture the Flag League played on Doom 2, Hell on Earth for since for at least 14 years. We've had
Yep.
unofficial games going on for longer than that. But as an organized competition, we've had many of these names return year after year after year. And this is just another iteration of a season after a short hiatus, as Bones has described. Map of 4 is a good opener. This map in particular is a great opener because not only does it showcase how much of a slugfest this map has become in the hands of veteran players, but also just the breakneck pace uh veteran runners can grab flag to base, and it's a slog. I don't know if you have any particular predictions ahead for the match between the Steel Ball Runners and Superchargers. What do you think?
Well, this is like you said. This is not. I mean, this isn't going to be a map where we're going to be surprised by the things that players are doing. We have been playing this map since the dawn of time, and so that's why slog is kind of the perfect word, because it's really just going to be which team gets lucky, I think, and which team actually, has the best kind of communication to deal with those crazy moments. So I haven't actually played against the Steel Ball Runners, but I did practice against Superchargers, and I mean, this is a strategy that's not new to any team that's captained by Ralphus, but they have this ability to go pretty much all O at certain times, and it's really overwhelming. Now, that's not usually a strategy that you would see on map 4, so is that going to throw off the other team? I don't know. Are they going to use that strategy during the game? I also don't know that. But, I do know that it's just it's one of those things where you you have to be able to adjust to the small things. It's not it's not unfair to say that this game might go scoreless. I mean, it's crazy to say that, but map 4 is just, you never know. You never know on a map like this if you can even get a flag out, and especially look at the matchups. You've got frag. All these guys are frag heavy. All these guys are veterans of the league, veterans of CTF. So choosing a winner of this matchup is pretty difficult. There's so many variables here, so many little storylines, but I'm gonna go based on my gut. I'm gonna go with Suck in 3. What about you? Because it's so hard to choose. I mean, I know you have to choose somebody, but
Well, from what I've seen, I've only played Superchargers with my personal team, the Giant Pea Shooters. But I played SBR with a varied team before, and they approach the map from two radically different standpoints. Superchargers seem to be a lot more D heavy. And for any newcomers who are unaware, I should also briefly explain the rules before we jump into the game itself. Uh, Matches are a 10-minute limit or first to 5 flag captures. And I need to turn it off at some point. However, thanks to Warrior for the support. But back into it, we either have each round is 5 flags or 10 minutes. Whichever has elapsed, the winning team wins a round. It is a best of 3 during the regular season. And on that note, let's see, where is the server? There it is. Get in here and see if I can broadcast this properly here.
mildly important.
That overlay should work pretty well. Right now we're in spectator ghost mode, waiting for the teams to file in. Doom is interesting in the way it's evolved. Players have gotten a lot better with aim and positioning. Let's spy next to someone real quick. Running around so you kind of get an idea of how quick the game can move. A lot of veterans obviously have, know this by heart. Anyone new to the stream will be like, what is this all about? This client, Odomex, is a source port of Classic Doom, and we've added capture the flag functionality to it. So, World Doom League follows a 3v3 format. In a 4-man team, that means any 3 players can be active in the map at any time. There are such a thing as mid-round substitutions, and it does happen in case somebody gets disconnected or whatever. As far as the actual teams that are here, I see That's Just Prime, Ralphus and Cabler on blue, already in the game, ready to play. That seems to be their starting lineup. I see Caution and Legion on the Steel Ball Runners side on red team. And I'm looking in the spectator side. I see Zakin. Don't see their 4th. Do you?
I don't. Their 4th is Salt Mine, who's a relatively... He's been around for a couple years, but for the WDL, he's a relatively new player. And Suck's 4th is Solar, who is a veteran.
I did not... Oh, yeah. Solar is here. So, Superchargers have their full lineup available in case a player's connection drops. There are other rules that come into play, such as penalties and stuff, but those haven't been enforced in a while. In future weeks, we might see... Yeah, not for week 1. Usually those are infractions that are based on, say, a team not submitting their demos or what have you. But, you already hear the chat noises a bunch. You already hear the hurt sound a lot. You already hear flags being taken and returned a million times per second.
Yep.
And you already see Doom guys flying at the speed of light.
This is a really cool matchup because I think both of these teams had like sneaky good drafts. Just the way that the draft went and all the captains, and of course this is our first season with 10 captains. So the draft kind of it went a little bit differently, I think, than people were expecting, and players like That's Just Prime were sitting out there pretty late into the game. So, Suck was able to put together a strong team, and of course, Zakin was able to. He displayed some patience, and he was able to pick up Caution and Legion. So it's a really, really good Week 1 matchup, and actually, it's a great league opener as well.
And for those in the audience who do not know how teams are structured, we don't do a preset team. When you join, you sign up, and you are drafted by a captain, one of 10 captains this season. And how it works is every captain is allotted a certain amount, $30 in this case, and they bid for players in an auction-style draft. So a lot of team makeups that end up happening over the last several seasons are purely by captains positioning and using their resources properly in the draft. And there have been some surprising team compositions that have happened that have gone very far. Doom is the type of game where a group of players who have never played before can synergize very well and make a lot of ground.
Yep, and I think you see that a lot more these days. The evolution of CTF has led to also the evolution of playing styles and the strengths of a player. I think we have a lot more players now that are actually they're capable of playing more than one position, and that's something that's evolved over the years. So with any given map, any given round, you could have someone like Ralphus running, and then you could have someone like Ralphus defending. So that's why there's always that little bit of unpredictability in a game, because you just never know what someone is going to do and what positions are going to happen. Like if a team goes down a couple flags, are they gonna switch things up? I guess we'll see, because it looks like they're getting ready to go here.
Yeah, we're got a call vote for restart happening, and I guess they're going to be fielding Legion, Caution, and Zakin against K-Blair, Ralphus, and that's just Prime. We will be going into round 1 of 3 possible rounds in 3. And we're going to start off watching Zakin, captain of Steel Ball Runners. Seems to be playing a more defensive style.
Yep.
And seems to be trying to take mid-control using that upper platform, which is a great lookout spot for anything coming lower.
Yeah, I think generally if you're defending, you kind of want to have somebody, you want to be defending the high ground, and you have, your mid person just calling out if they see anybody sneaking in places where you can't see.
I found that mid in this map is not a traditional mid where you kind of post up. You tend to float between defense and offense. And we saw Zakin leave the flag on the ground for a brief period of time. Sometimes in this game, it is more of an advantage to leave a dropped flag. And Ralphus almost made it out with the flag. It's not returned, but it's in safe territory, and there's a reef flag runner. Let's see if I can get this. Blair has it, and he got rocked on lower. Quick return, but there's another runner already making a run. Blair with great cover on lower. And they almost got it. They got it in their base, and they were not able to capture it. See who's running for their team. Ralphus seems to be.
The thing about the Superchargers, and I mean pretty much any team that's captained by Ralphus, is they're always upper echelon in terms of flag touches and the pressure that they're able to put on offense. And you're seeing it a lot here, where one of their players will grab the flag, the whole team, the whole SBR will chase them, and either Ralphus or Prime will sit on the flag and wait to pick it up after the flag gets returned to try and confuse the defense. You're going to see a lot of that in that game. That is Suck's specialty.
There's a great deal of finesse that oddly goes into a game like this, which is comparatively by today's standards so primitive. Players have really worked out as much as they can in terms of just being able to work together as a team. Ralph's team have all traditionally been very offensive heavy, and it seems to be paying them off with a great amount of touches so far early on in round 1. We've only had 2 minutes and 30 seconds elapse, and he alone has made a lot of touches, forcing SBR to play on their back heel a little bit.
Yeah, and you know what I alluded to earlier about the flag touches is it's not uncommon for a map like this to end with one team having one flag score and the other team 0. So the amount of touches that you can get really matter, and they really start to matter as the clock continues to wind down. So, you know, I know SBR is starting to get some touches in as well. Zakin's doing a good job defending against 2 runners, so far it's pretty dead even right now.
For sure. One thing I've noticed already is that Superchargers are not at all having a problem falling back and defending their base. SBR's gotten relatively few flags out of the blue base compared to the other way around. But as we're talking about it, gotta kill. He tried to trigger the switch. That switch leads to an underground area, and that can be very pivotal for flag pickups.
Yes. Yeah, and you know, if you time it right, which a lot of seasoned runners do, you can open up the lift to your enemy's tunnel entrance, and you can actually then pick up the flag, run through, the door shuts behind you, and you're almost home free. So it adds kind of that crazy element to the map, especially, you know, if a player gets down there, it's kind of like complete chaos everywhere from both teams.
This map showcases a particular bug with the Doom engine. It's more of a quirk than a bug, really, because Doom does not have the ability to have 3D sectors, as in rooms over rooms, properly. There is a fake floor in the middle of the snow that the solid objects will drop down through. So there is a strategy for a runner to try to, if they're in trouble, they'll try to die on top of the diagonal of the snow between the upper entrances of the 2 bases. Imagine a zigzag line. Actually, I can show you. Let me do that. So anywhere under here, the snow above, a flag will drop through here, and it becomes a very hot spot for flag runners to try to grab it and pick it up and return it to their base.
Yeah, you know, once a flag drops through there, it's not uncommon to see 4 players down the tunnel. You know, both teams will go crazy for it, trying to either return the flag or pick up the flag. It's a really good strategy if you time it correctly, and like the bridges too. I'm sure people have noticed the flags will drop through the bridges as well. So that's another strategy that teams can use. Sometimes they might, you know, if someone has the flag, they're running, someone's chasing them, they might stop on the bridge and just get killed so the flag drops through and maybe a teammate can pick it up. So there's all these little things on this map that are really fundamental to, you know, how CTF has evolved over the years.
Right, and we got fake floors, fake flags, but real players. Caution, we're spectating Caution right now. He seems to be playing offense for Steel Ball Runners, and seems to be making it in base pretty well until he gets met with a wall of lead. Not getting very many flags out, but I mean, hey, that can change. A map like this, it moves so quickly. It's a very close quarters map. All it takes is one bad spawn from the defender. Seems like Ralph is free and clear. 1-0 for the Superchargers.
And how poetic, the commissioner of the WDL gets the first capture of the summer 2020 season.
That's right, he's back in force, and he's making it known that he can still run on even a slugfest map like this, which often ends in a stalemate between 2 powerful teams. Ralph looking to heal up before he makes another run. He might actually be playing defense for a second. A trend that tends to happen on maps like this is where, after a run, the other team goes full bore with offense, trying to get a capture while all the enemy members are pinned in their base. And sometimes that pressure works. In this case, it does not seem to be working.
Well, there's a couple different ways that you can handle that, right? I mean, you can have your entire team defending against the enemy, just relentlessly running against you. Or you do what I think is the best thing to do, which is you just kind of play a little bit more defensively with 2 of your guys. So you have 2 guys defend, and as long as one of your guys, your runner, is still getting flag touches, that way the entire enemy team can't just, you know, descend upon your base.
Right. Having kind of a counter pressure is very important. If you're up 1-0 on this map, Superchargers seem to be doing what they've been practicing, which is play 2-0 when they're up and hope that pressure just when you get into a base like this, you kill one person, they respawn very quickly, and you have to deal with the second person, and then their consecutive spawn. So you effectively have to kill 4 people without dying yourself to even get out of the base.
This is one of the hardest maps to get out of the base on because of that. Because most of the spawns are in the flag room. Even if you can sit there and kill 3 guys as you're running to the flag, and they're all going to spawn there and kill you back. So,
Legion seems to be pointing his gun at the floor a lot. But he is making some pretty good touches, drawing the superchargers back into their base. For better or for worse. Zacking still on solo defense, it looks like.
You also have to wonder how much nerves are playing into this, or not.
Well, I was more commenting about Zackin running or defending. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what their layout is.
This is the first game, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if some nerves were affecting the players and their abilities, but you know, as they settle into game 2, again, the game's not over, but it'll be interesting to see how SBR responds.
And the red flag has pink. Oh no, there's 3 people in the base. Here's the issue I see with SBR. They don't seem to have they're not pushing together like superchargers were. Pushing it with 2 members of your offense works. Oh, they're doing it now. They might get a pickup. The spawns didn't work in their favor. You have to hope for a spawn on the outside pillar or underneath. Ralphus is defending. We got 35 seconds left for SBR to do something, but at this moment, it looks like... Let's take a look at the frag totals. They're pretty close to each other. Got 62, 62, and 47. I mean, they're only 20 frags apart total.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, it is a tie game, but Ralphus was able to get that 1 flag out. You know, I think it actually shows what Suck's focal point was during practice, which was to kind of enhance and, you know, become synergized with each other and work on whether it's timed runs together or, you know, timed 3D or however they want to do it. They really focused on that, and it pays off here as they take round 1.
Just finesse seemed to be the answer for the Superchargers taking the first round. Now, how scoring works at the end is we kind of take a different... it's not based on how many rounds you win, it's the total score of the game. So if the Superchargers win this round, they win 2-0, they get 3 points on the leaderboard for the season rankings. And who even has this? K-Blair with a first capture... 15 seconds in.
Right away, they did a timed run, and Blair was able to sneak out while whoever, I think it was Prime, was helping him. So.
And this is Ralph's specialty, a blistering offense right out the gate, trying to catch them off guard. And it seemed to have really paid off. If I remember right, they had one member going in up top on the pillar on the upper bridges, and the other one below, where K-Blair is facing right now. And they just hammered it out.
Yeah, and now you're gonna have probably Ralphus and K-Blair sitting back in the base. Just
Legion, I need you to not aim at the ground, buddy. Let's go.
It's hard to watch.
I'm kind of trying to figure out why he might be doing that.
Well,
it's absolutely hurting his aim right now, unfortunately. Hopefully he'll be able to correct it.
Someone made a good comment in the game that Zackin hasn't really made any pushes out to the middle, and that can actually help you if you as a defender are pushing out and you're putting pressure on their 2 runners. Then that's actually going to push the other team back in, or at least going to create, you know, a little bit of a dynamic between, you know, your defense and their offense. So, you know, to just sit back in the base can be detrimental to your ability to get some flags out, because, you know, you constantly have guys in your base. They're spawning, you're spawning, and they're just spawn fragging you. So it's kind of like a back and forth thing. But it looks like, as I continue to talk, that Zackin is running now.
Yeah, I've been spy nexting him for a little bit here. He has it's almost as if he was listening to you. He just said, "No, I'm not defending anymore. I need pressure on offense." Let me see if anyone else is actually taking up defense. It looks like Caution is
Caution
now the
has,
solo
but I
defender.
don't know if he's gonna sit back in the base too.
Yeah, I personally would think this is a mistake. I am a career defender, and I would, if I were to even suggest anything, to sit at that middle pillar that he just crossed over and apply pressure to incoming runners that way.
Well, that's what you mentioned when you first started.
Oftentimes making that kind of play will make the other team feel that pressure and commit more and draw more out of the base.
Right, because if you sit too far back into the base, then you know you're gonna get overwhelmed. You're gonna, especially if two guys are running together. But if you can get like kind of a jump on where the runners are going, you can kind of head them off a little bit. So
yeah, we're watching Zakin right now trying to reach the defense, but they're also being drawn back by that one defender. As you mentioned, like having that one continue to run prevents them from pushing up fully. I'm actually going to try to get a different angle here. That I like to spectate as a person. Give you a little cross section of the map here. And you can kind of see the all the different angles that players tend to take across the top. You got the lower angle where they cross between the lower entrances of the base, but then you see like that blue player crossover. So you have a lot of options to attack and defend, especially as a runner. And that's a flag underneath. That's what I was talking about. I'm glad we caught that.
Right there. And it looks like they're gonna get this.
And oh no, you got blocked. Oh, good
Good
cover from teammates for Zakin to get the pickup underneath and get that capture that we were just talking about. That flag dropping below that fake floor.
And
it helped.
Really good team coordination from SPR. They supported each other there. They need a lot more of that. That's what Suck's been doing to them pretty much the whole time. So
that is the case of Doom CTF right now. Like, players are all around great at aiming, great at killing each other, but it's the finesse like that that's going to be the difference maker.
Also, I think because we have 3 rounds, you know, it's also a lot about how do teams react to what the other team is doing. I mean, how do they, if they're losing and something's not working, do you change it up? Do you, double down on your strategies? So it's all about like how each team can adjust, and whether they adjust at the right times or not. And that's a hard thing to do when you're in an intense 10-minute game.
Oh, for sure. And those 10 minutes, they drag out, especially if you're the Chargers and you're playing that 2D, because you're anticipating that pressure. Ralph seems to be playing a little bit more forward D here. Very snappy on killing the offense that is entering the blue base. I'm going to switch over to Legion.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it seems like SBR is taking more of a
good double
defend when spawn approach. Based on what I've been seeing, they're all kind of running, and then whoever spawns basically defends.
And that can work. It's just a time of.
Now, all 3 are in the base.
Yeah, it can backfire. I mean, anything that costs you precious time is going to be a big deal on a very short map like this, where runs happen in just like that.
Well, anytime you don't have a defender, even if you're being super aggressive and you just leave your flag unattended for 5 seconds, I mean, that can spell a series of really bad things. Here's a good run. But the flag fell underneath.
Yeah, I don't know if they've noticed that. Zakin got that one. In the middle, they were trying to cover. You can shoot through that fake floor, too. Not a lot of people, try to exploit that, but you can shoot through that to below.
For those of us who are so old that we don't use mouse look, it's a little difficult.
Well, you can do it with auto aim. Auto aim captures that.
If there's someone down there.
Yeah, and we got a runner. Ralph, 50 health. Clear and away. 2-1. The pressure is back on the steel ball runners to actually tie it back up and try to push it to a 3rd round. But Ralph has gotten a 2nd capture. That means that the grand total has been K-Blair with 1 capture and Ralph with another. The frag difference in round 2 currently stands at about 10.
That looked like it could have been a good run. Yeah, I mean, if Suck wins this, that's the end of the game. I know we said best of 3, so Suck won the first one. SBR's got to at least tie it up here in order to advance to round 3.
And if
Zagan with a good run.
yeah, that's a good run.
Flag drops through. Can he get the pickup? Ah.
Ralph looks like he might be able to capture that. Yep. He returned it, but they got retaken. With 2 defenders out, Ralph is going to try to force a standoff. Playing for time in the base.
Really well.
It didn't... Not enough time was bought by that. Good move by Ralph, but not enough.
Yeah, sometimes you can... If you know you're going to die, you can mess around and...
Trying to find the flag carrier. Oh,
yeah.
there were no flag carriers left. A mutual standoff ended. Now another one.
Yeah, Suck gets another run out.
I think one got underneath. Yeah, their runner, Legion, got underneath. And a mutual return. That happens all the time.
Every time.
Happens constantly.
Every time you need a flag capture, that happens.
And
So we
both
gotta
teams
stand up
probably on Discord saying, please return it. I need that flag returned. Please, I beg you. Oh! And that was a great kill, but they were able to pick that up and score it again.
You know, I was watching Caution there, and Caution didn't realize that his flag wasn't returned, so he was waiting for Suck to run out of their base. And,
Oh no.
Yeah.
And just one miscommunication can make a huge difference in how fast this game can move.
SBR still has 1 minute to tie it up. It's hard to close out a game, so you never know.
There have been legendary reversals in the last minute. We might see it.
Yeah, there's a video out there. I believe Capodecima made it. It's called the Ultimate SXP, like, disaster or something. This can get captured.
Oh, great defense by Ralphus.
70 health.
Their
Nobody
upper...
knows where he is.
Oh,
I think he's
might...
got this.
That might be it.
He can return it.
They got it. They tied it up as we were talking about it. Just that astounding pressure finally
Now,
cracked
20
him.
seconds. What is Suck gonna do? Are they gonna go for the tie, or are they gonna go for the jugular?
Trying desperately to follow whoever is going to be at the forefront of this.
I think it's gonna be a tie.
10 seconds left. The time is...
Ralph's
At
got
this
one
point,
last
they
attempt.
got one last run. No, there's not enough time to make it from end to end in the base. We have the first round 3 in the first game of the season.
And so what that means, even though SBR tied it here, if they want to get any points out of this, actually that's not true. They will get 1 point in a 3-round loss. But if they want to actually tie the match itself, they have to win this 3rd round.
Yeah, they're playing for a tie right now.
Yeah.
And I don't remember off the top of my head if a 3-round game.
3-round loss is 1 point.
Okay,
A tie
so
is 2 points for each team. A 3-round win is 3 points. And a 2-round win is 4 points.
there you go. I thought a 2-round win was 3 points. Really? Wow, it's 4 points.
Yeah.
Man. So it really behooves you to practice a bunch as a team, get that 2-round win. It puts you way ahead in the standings. What a massacre on both sides here.
You know, SPR has been doing this. They didn't really take advantage of it here, but when one of their runners gets out to the middle, which I think they're going to score this one. There you go.
And wow, I was following the wrong person. Who scored that?
That was Legion.
That was Legion. Legion with his first capture, maybe? It's hard to keep track in this map. But also the red flag has been taken, and we just saw the flag get captured from the spectator area.
And you can see how things change drastically from round 1, which was a complete slugfest, 1 flag scored, to round 2, 3 flags scored by each team, and already 1 minute in, both teams have scored a flag here in round 3. SBR has taken the approach of getting the flag out to the middle and having it drop through. They've been doing that pretty much every run. It's been working out well for them.
And it is good from a strategic standpoint to know that if you can't make that end-to-end run, backing up to a handoff method is really great.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much more you can do with it, especially if a teammate's near your gate to open it and drop down quick before the enemy team can react.
Yeah, and now I'm wondering, I'm thinking back to what I said about nerves. I wonder if they were really nervous in that round one. Neither team wanted to do anything. And then, you know, after round two, they're like, all right, fuck it. Let's just go crazy.
Go absolutely hog wild. Game 1. No players are
SBR
pulling
got a
any
good
punches.
run. It made
Legion's
it
got the
across.
flag.
Legion.
I tried. I need keys to get to spy next to the flag carrier. What I need.
Yeah, Legion actually, I wouldn't say like it was the greatest run ever, but I mean he was able to escape from 2 guys on blue. Like I don't know if maybe they whiffed their shots or whatever, but you know Legion didn't even wait. No hesitation, just goes and scores it.
And that's part of it. I mean, it could be just as simple as a couple defenders missing their shots. We're watching Zakin right now, and this client does a pretty cool thing where you can see the team name and color of who we're spectating on the bottom of the screen right above the timer.
So it looks like SBR's chances really changed when Zakin switched from defense to offense. And Caution has taken up defending, doing a really good job with it. And
Caution
that's
has
kind of-
always been a pretty sharp fragger. Putting someone like that on solo defense frees up the options for your team to do a 2 offense method on a map like this. Good spawn frag from Zakin. Only 20 health though. Can't get out of the base. Can't make it happen. Gets caught in the corner. Going for another run.
I think
Can he
was
get
stuck
by?
in a moment
No.
There where he knew he was going to get killed, and it was kind of a last gasp, trying to figure out how he could outwork the defender, but couldn't make it.
We're approaching the 6-minute mark. Ralph turning his view around every time he hears the blue flag get taken, just in case he's the last line of defense. And that's very powerful as a runner as well. Always be aware of your team state with the flag, in case you have to turn around and take a shot.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder what's going through Suck's mind right now, because they took a pretty good lead in round 1, and then they tied it up, and you know they find themselves down here. How do they adjust? How do they adapt? I mean, it doesn't look like they've changed their strategy all too much. I mean, I don't know. 5 minutes is a lot of time on this map, but you have to think that they're talking about what they're gonna do if they can't get a flag out in the next 2 minutes.
Ralph is the kind of captain where he's like, look, we'll run this layout for a couple minutes, and at this minute mark, we're going to switch it up and apply a tremendous amount of pressure. Who just took that? Okay. I'm trying to keep track of this as well on top of commentating, but it is so difficult.
I'm just trying to get clear thoughts out and not stutter, and that's hard enough. You can't follow what's going on in the game.
Game moves a million miles an hour. And now we have Ralph out, but we have a standoff as well. Legion has the flag, 10 health in his own base at the slope. Oh no, he runs right by him. Did he even see him?
That is not a good spot to sit, but Zach
No.
is about to try to return the flag. He gets taken down by Ralph.
Oh no, he went lower, trying to grab health, but they...
Kills the flag runner, but he can't return it.
And the red flag was taken. Who grabs
Oh, he
it?
whiffs. Can he get it? He
I'm
got
looking at the
it.
blue flag,
Oh
and
my God.
what a return.
That could have gone either way. I've seen it. I've played where you shoot a guy like that, and you don't return the flag. So that was really good from Zakin.
Zakin playing pretty strong here. 32 frags on the board. Legion and Zakin have higher ping on their teams, and that does hamper yourself a little bit in a game like this. Not as much as modern games, don't get me wrong, but it still matters where you really need to have that reaction time to get that one-hit kill with the super shotgun. Ralph is trying to get another flag out. 3 minutes 45 on the clock.
And now
They
it looks
want
like,
that win. They don't
like you
want
said,
to
looks
tie.
like they switched their strategy now. Ralphus was just running, and now he's defending.
There's a time-honored strategy from the Superchargers veteran captain and commissioner, who is very talented in formulating a offensive plan. He's able to do solo D here. Let's see what's happening on the offensive side for the Chargers as they're down. 3 minutes, 15 seconds. There's a flag touch. Blair has it. 65 health, 50. Crossing mid, 10. Can he make it? No. Pickup? There it is. 2-2. tying it up, putting the pressure, incredible pressure on SBR to try and play for that tie. They need those points in the standings week 1.
The consolation for them is that no matter what, they get 1 point, but it would be much nicer to see 2 up there.
Watching Blair kind of defend a little bit lower. And is he pushing out? What's happening here? He's kind of watching their upper pillar here. We're also showcasing a feature of Odomex where you can make the player's sprites transparent a bit. Kind of helps. It's also stylish. It's cool. Everybody loves it. Legion with a flag touch, but brought down.
Looks like Suck has adjusted their strategy here. They're going too deep.
And I didn't even see that. Like, what happened?
Blair got a flag across.
Oh,
but
caution
SBR
with
right
a
back with another.
caution with another cap, but somebody was at mid
Is it
and
under?
dropped
If
it.
it's under,
It's under in the middle.
anyone's game.
He's gonna get shot in the back,
Mix it up.
but not enough. The cover's there, and caution ties it up 3-3. It's back-to-back flags repeatedly.
But you know what? SBR, they still have to come out on top of this one. A tie is not going to do it.
No, and the time is ticking. 1 minute 40 seconds on the clock. Bear in mind, it only takes roughly 10 seconds to get from end to end on this map. So a cap could happen at any point. Defender misses a shot, an attacker gets a good spawn kill. Anything can happen. We've seen it. I mean, look at all the plays that have happened. You can't even
SBR's
keep
got
up.
a touch. Ralphus was running, but he turns back around. This could be a cap.
I couldn't get to Zakin quick enough, but he got brought down. Seems at mid. Got
Ralphus was
returned.
attacking that one the whole way. That could have been better handled by SBR, but they still got a minute.
You have a very limited amount of time once you get to the midpoint to make that transition and get into your base. The
Also,
longer you stay at mid, the more vulnerable you are.
looks like SBR was trying to get that flag drop through the fake floor thing, but they just couldn't find the right spot.
Legion with a touch. Where is he? Oh, he's dead.
You're gonna see all 3 members of Red going for
Alright,
touches
Legion
here.
got a touch. Yeah, they need to do 3 offense. It doesn't matter. They can't get any worse. They have to get... They're playing for a loss. They're playing for a tie already. They need that flag.
Yep. 28 seconds. Things are looking a little grim.
2 people dropping back. They got 20 seconds left. Maybe 2 runs maximum. Watching Legion try to go for another run. Kills the lower defender. Fights 2 in base. Doesn't connect. We're watching the blue flag right now from a spectator standpoint. 5 seconds left. Not enough time to make it. Superchargers will
That'll
take
do it.
this in a 3-round victory.
And look at this. Look at that. It was tied here, but look at that flat frag count. Suck gets 50 more frags than SBR, and that's...
They really ramped it up towards the end too. And that was part. You'll see that a lot during the when pressure's being really applied and they're just doing 3-0. They're trying to get touches. They don't care about frags anymore. We're hearing everybody file out of the server, and we're
Yeah,
going
so
to
Suck
we're going to
gets
go
3
back.
points. SBR
Yeah.
gets 1.
So we're gonna go
That's
back
how
and
we
look at the
begin.
standings. So yeah, we have Superchargers taking the first win of the first game of the season. Steel Runners played well, took it to 3 rounds. They'll get a point. It's not like they were blown out.
Oh, and that's all you can really ask for at that point. Once you lose round 1, you're able to get to round 3. I mean, even if you lose, at least you made it 3 rounds. You got a point out of it, and there's room to improve there. I mean, that map 4 is such a tough map. We knew it was going to be a grind. We knew it was going to be a really close game based on the players playing and the map. And so, SBR, as talented as they are, they'll be able to improve upon this. So,
And now they'll be playing your team, the Sexual Panthers, next week on a completely different map, 32 and 24, 722. That's a lot of numbers, but that's the actual code of the map, which is a far more control-like map compared to this one. So week 2 is going to be a fundamentally different challenge for every team on the field. But they'll be going into this one with a loss. And Ralph's team will go into week 2 facing Devastation's team, which is looks like it to be a titan in its own right. We have 4 more games this week, and they're all scheduled to happen. 3 of them on Saturday, 4 p.m., 7 p.m., and 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, and then 1 on Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll try to stream them. I will certainly be broadcasting my game against my co-host team.
This is true.
And actually, it'll be kind of exciting. So that one is scheduled for 4 p.m. Eastern, and I'll post this link in Twitter and the WDL thing and Discord, not the thing. But yeah. So that was a lot of words. That was a lot of frags. A lot of that map just fries my brain. So you guys just saw one of the toughest maps to take control of in the league.
Yeah, you're not going to see a tighter map than that this season. You're not going to see a more difficult week 1 matchup for either team. So that was those were some good games, and I think you saw some really, really high level competition there.
On a very close
Pleasure to
game
watch.
too. I mean, each team was within. They did not have no team had a insurmountable lead in any way, shape, or form, and that's kind of been the trend with Mappa for a while. Leagues are very incremental and can be lost very quickly, but we'll probably see more of that throughout the weekend. But this was a first for us, streaming it this way. Little fancy overlays and what have you. We'll try to do something this weekend. I will be broadcasting at 4 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, my game.
You'll be broadcasting that live.
I will be broadcasting it live, so you get to see and
Wow.
hear everything in team chat as well. So it might be kind of interesting.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I hear that hasn't worked out well for some people in the past, so
it's possible.
well for you.
Am I going to have to put it on a delay? Is that what you're telling me right now?
You might want to delay it until after you get a chance to watch it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for showing up, everybody, for the season opener for the World Doom League. It's been a pleasure. This was fun. I'm Xenaero, and my co-host is HumanBones, and we will be facing off tomorrow again, June 20th, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. But I'll play you guys out with the WL theme that Ralphus has composed, and we'll see you later.
You're going down, motherfucker.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Sound muted.
And yeah, sound has been muted. I gotta turn that off.